Hey everybody, it's Mary Mitchell here. How are you? I'm doing much better. I know I said that and then I went, what do you call it, incommunicado, I guess. I was feeling good. I had COVID and I thought, yeah, this isn't too bad. And in a few days, I thought I was feeling good and then bam, didn't feel good. Then I was feeling good, then I didn't feel good, and it's nasty, nasty stuff that really I wouldn't, please don't get it. I really wanted to get back to somebody who left a comment, Debbie. I had to trace back the video. It was an older video, and I was going to talk about, I said that I would bring to your attention things that I've found out, or just bits and pieces of information, and if it gained some traction, I would, keep sort of like informational, things as I find them out, and so, bits and pieces, this and that, stuff like that. And so she commented, what about, you forgot parchment paper, and she's right. Because parchment paper and wax paper are supplies that if you use clippings, not to mention also for other things, but for example, I use wax paper for to lift my silver and gold leafing off and place it onto where I want it to go. And I explained that in a prior video. I believe yes, I do. I know I explain it. So if I'm not going to go over that now, because I really wanted to address the parchment paper. And if you save your clippings the way I do, I have them poured in a little bit, so I don't have any fresh ones. But what I've done is I take parchment paper and I put it in between the pages. So I'll take off lift up the drippings after they're dry, and I'll put them in between the pages. Now I've used a lot of this on a piece that I'm about to resin soon, but I still have some left, and I keep it in between. I tuck them in between. I cut them so that they fit. And I keep them in between. And what I've done with this one is I've stapled these pieces. So you can see it, but you can see I've stapled it. But I also keep this in a book. So not a book, just a sketchbook, or you can use anything, big enough that that you can just tuck this in, So I believe that's what you're talking about, Debbie, amongst different supplies. That is one that's important, as well as waxed paper. If you're into metal leafing, I've become very, very into that. And I'm going to be showing you some pieces that I'm working on. In fact, one I will be recording. I'm going to start recording my progress on this piece. It's the big silver, you can't see the whole thing, but it's the 35 by 35 that you see back there that I'm actually starting to sketch in the subject on there, and I'm going to be recording that. I can think of so much more that I want to share with you. But not for this video. I think what I'll do is I'm really actually going to have to go back and look at what I have shared with you, so I don't repeat myself, and go over things that, and talk about new things that I've discovered since then. The one thing I do want to mention, and if you're not into silver leafing or metal leafing, you could just obviously see you later. And thank you for joining us. But if you are, and if you're interested in it, even if you haven't started it, think about this, okay? It is a blast. It is a blast, guys. I'm telling you, it's so much fun. And I'm starting with different makers of the metal leafing. For example, I talked about using the Mona Lisa speedball made by Speedball. They're metal leafing, gold and silver leafing, and I have some other copper leafing. I even have, my very first was from Let's Resin, gold leafing. I have some from Guild Gold that I got from, I think it was Jerry's Autorama. I just bought some, a new one, and I'm super excited about this new one. Anyway, I'll be getting back to you with all of that information and in another video, but there is only one other thing I want to say, okay? And that is that if you're into the silver leafing, and I saw a video, and that's why I'm bringing this up. I saw a video after she puts the silver leafing on. If you looked at my videos, or the leafing on, the gold leafing, she, the fun part is taking it off when it's dry. And she takes her brush and she says sometimes she does it outside. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's not good for the environment. I know it's metal, I know it's copper, it's this, it's that, it's metals, come from the earth. But somebody doesn't need it stuck on their driveway, stuck on their sidewalk, stuck on the mailbox. These things fly everywhere. Don't, try not, I mean, I'm not telling you what to do, but try to be a little bit, kind of considerate. If you don't want to save it like I do, in a jar. This is some copper that I saved, and I have lots of silver that I saved, and lots of gold that I saved. And if you don't want to save it and you'd rather throw it out, put it on the floor and get your vacuum, and it'll just suck right up, and it's so light, it'll go right in there with no problem. It's really easy to clean up. Throw it in the garbage for the big pieces if you don't want to save those, okay? So that's actually how I'm just going to end this, and I know it had nothing to do with the way I began, but I just, it's on my mind, and when I saw that video today, I said, oh, I just don't think that's good advice, but we have to use our common sense. The piece she was doing was gorgeous. She's very good at it. I just didn't agree with her manner of disposal, and so I just wanted to ask you, more than tell you, is just to ask you to think about where it could go, that it could possibly hurt something, or annoy someone, or cause your neighbor to be like, "What'd you do?" Anyway, guys, have a really, really great rest of the night. And spring is here. I have a lot of projects going on that I'm going to share with you. Resin pieces that I have to sand, finish those, and really just happy to be feeling good again. And I'll see you really soon, really soon, like within the next 2 or 3 days. Okay, take care. Take really good care of yourself. Okay, bye-bye.